This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Well, good morning and thanks for getting up with us on this Sunday. I'm Evan Watson. This morning on Sunrise, the Portland State men's basketball team honors a former player who was shot and killed in 2019. How the foundation honoring his legacy is helping keep kids in sports. Plus the latest details after a deputy shot an armed man in Troutdale. Neighbors describe the moments they heard gunfire in their neighborhood. But first, let's check in with Chris for the forecast. How's it going, Chris?
Good morning again, Evan, and welcome. It is 6 o'clock and it is cloudy out there this morning. This is the live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera. Right now we're 43 degrees at PDX, and as we check out the radar, there is a little smattering of green on the map, generally up to the north as we get up towards Chehalis and then along the South Washington coast. So maybe a drip or two of rain there. For the most part, though, we are generally dry here across Southwest Washington and Northwest Oregon this morning. It's 39 last check in King City. Westland waking up to 42. Big perspective across the state. Chilly east of the Cascades, like 12. Okay, that's pretty cold in Burns. 22 Baker City and Bend right now waking up to 30 degrees. Along the North Oregon coast, upper 30s and low 40s. Pretty common there as well. All right, the plan for today. Lots of cloud cover. It's possible areas north of the Columbia River, you get up into Clark and Cowlitz County, we could squeeze out a sprinkle. I think the rest of us are generally just mostly cloudy, leaning towards a few more sun breaks to the south, but generally a pretty uneventful day. And Evan, once again, another day where we get up to near 50 degrees this afternoon. Things start to get a little more interesting tomorrow night and especially Tuesday. More on that and a cold 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Got it. Thanks, Chris. Well, we start this half hour with some sad news. Former President Jimmy Carter will start receiving hospice care at home, meaning doctors expect the end of his life to come soon. The Carter Center announced that he decided to receive hospice care instead of additional medical intervention after a series of recent hospital stays. The oldest living president, Carter, turned 98 in October and will spend the rest of his days at his home in Plains, Georgia, surrounded by his family. A Multnomah County Sheriff's deputy is now on administrative leave after shooting and injuring a man the sheriff's office says was running around early Saturday morning, firing a gun in Troutdale. Alma McCarty takes us to the scene.
Early Saturday morning, just after 1:30, deputies first got word about an armed suspect reportedly shooting out windows at this Home Depot here on Southeast Stark Street. But ultimately, the situation ended here behind the store and in front of homes in this neighborhood.
After several hours on scene, deputies took down tape and cleared out as neighbors like Timothy Poliak processed what happened just outside their front doors in the middle of the night.
I was falling asleep, and then my mom just runs into my room screaming. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she's like, they're shooting outside. I thought it was an active shooter. I didn't know what was going on.
After instructing employees in the store to stay down and stay inside, Multnomah County deputies and Gresham police officers found the suspect and told the man to drop his weapon. Investigators say the situation escalated from there and a deputy shot the suspect.
I just look out the window and I just see a lot of cop cars and a man laying on the ground. My cousin lives on the other street behind, and I check my phone. I see he texted me and he's like, yo, what's going on? Did you hear that? And I was like, what did you hear? He just said, I just heard police get on the ground, and right after, like a loud gunshot.
The sheriff's office said the man was taken to the hospital straight away and treated for his injuries. Within hours, he was out and booked into the Multnomah County Detention Center on charges of unlawful use of a weapon and other crimes. The deputy who fired their weapon was put on leave, which is standard protocol, pending the results of an investigation. No one else was injured.
When there's shooting right in front of your next door neighbor's house, it's like, whoa, it's kind of eye-opening. So I'm not surprised about what happened. I mean, I'm not here to say if they made the right choice to shoot him or not, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like it was justified. If he was not complying and if he's just firing out shots, I'd rather that guy, be put into custody and not be shooting around my house.
The East County Major Crimes Team and the DA's office are leading this ongoing investigation. In Troutdale, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Portland police have arrested the driver who allegedly struck and killed 26-year-old Ashley Diane McGill last summer. Police say Kenneth Joseph Freeman lost control of his car during an illegal street race. Police arrested him Thursday morning on a warrant for second-degree manslaughter. He was booked in the Multnomah County Jail. McGill's mother, Misty Nicholson, says this arrest is helping her heal.
I don't think he's a cold-blooded killer. I don't. But he had a family, and that was my baby.
Nicholson says she found out about her daughter's death when police told her 3 days after it happened. She said the medical examiner told her family McGill likely died instantly due to the speed of the car. The Portland State men's basketball team squared off against Weber State last night, but the action on the court wasn't the only big attraction. It was Strick City Night to honor the legacy of former PSU player Deontay Strickland. Art Edwards takes us to Viking Pavilion.
While the Portland State Vikings battled Weber State on the court at the Viking Pavilion, something special was happening away from the court. The family of former player Deontay Strickland was there to let everyone know about their Strick City Foundation.
I want to keep Deontay's legacy alive.
Strickland graduated from Central Catholic High School and played basketball for Portland State. He was preparing to play football for the Vikings when he was shot and killed in August of 2019. His sister has been charged with the shooting. His death devastated the Portland State community. Strickland had already received his bachelor's degree and was working on a master's. To honor his life, his mother started Strick City Legacy to help young people live their sports dreams.
I want to create a scholarship or some sort of to help children out. So if they need help to get in there or money, food, I want to be able to provide that. So that's what Strick City is about.
At halftime of the game, his mother, Teresa White, made her way to center court. Some of Strickland's story was told to the fans, and they watched a video where current head coach Jace Coburn talked about the impact Strickland had on the program. His mother is thankful for days like these. She says there are things she wants people to remember about her son.
His heart and his passion for the game. You know, he had a raw, he slept, ate, breathed the game.
Washington lawmakers are now considering the Oakley Carlson Act. It's named for a girl who disappeared in 2021 when she was 5 years old. Detectives say her parents have not been cooperative and have been convicted on unrelated charges. The Oakley Carlson Act would create stricter requirements for a child to be returned to their birth parents who have lost custody. It would also require casework supervision for a minimum of 5 years before closing a case. And it would allow the court to intervene if there's evidence of drug use or if a parent is convicted of a crime against children. Oakley's foster mother testified in support of the bill.
Over the nearly 3 years of memories and love that we shared with Oakley, her biological parents were arrested for domestic violence, identity theft, and continued to have positive meth tests. In 2019, within a month's notice, Oakley was returned to her bio parents permanently, even with court documents stating that her bio mom knew how to pass a drug test and her bio dad suddenly didn't have to complete his domestic violence classes. Oakley and her siblings were rushed to be returned home. House Bill 1397 would protect children from being rushed home like my girl was.
The bill has another week to pass out of a committee in order to stay alive this session. Still to come on Sunrise. Controversy in Clackamas County. Commissioners agreed to spend millions to buy a hotel and turn it into housing for the homeless. Hear the arguments for and against the project with a close vote in just a couple of minutes. And did you know you can watch Sunrise anytime you want on KGW+? All of our news is on Roku and Amazon Fire. Just look for KGW and add us to your home screen and stream Sunrise on your schedule.